Good morning and welcome to the Misano Grand Prix. The director takes us to the starting grid where riders are trying to maintain their concentration before the start of the race. Today is a perfect day for racing. The sun is shining and temperatures are mild. Most of the riders unhesitatingly opted for medium tyres at the front and rear. Action here at the Misano circuit, eyes on the lights, the San Marino Grand Prix is about to start. The Australian, he's surely going to get the whole shot in the first corner. It's one of the Repsol Hondas. Is it Taka Nakagami as well?
Saka must have had a shocking start because he was nowhere near leaving the brakes, and Aleix Espargaro has gained places up into sixth.
Picture factory the Caddy teammates going now towards turn number. Then he was taken out in that first corner instant. Zarco.
It happened right at the back of the field, so at the moment he is still where he started in 8th.
First lap then by the Australian, just what he would have the first lap. It's Miller that leads from bastianini. It's Jack Miller. Oh dearie me, we were just Rio corner, which has caught out so many riders. So Marco Bastiani's also gone down. This is turning into this Grand Prix.
Well, I think that might have been
Bastianini, who inherited the lead after Miller's mistaken leads at the end of a hectic second lap here in Misano.
And Fabio Quartararo, of course, with the 2 dropouts ahead of him, he definitely both plummeting.
Going on the inside here as well. He takes the lead in his home Grand Prix on the inside. Really aggressive on the inside of enea. Bastianini into turn number 14, the Caracor, hasn't it so far with Miller. Batsecki having into turn number 4. Sort of fresh time of Alex Rins with a 1:32.875. He's down in 8th place.
Vinales looking to become the first rider.
Slams the door shut in the Spaniard's face, no way through. Bagnaia is has the advantage. Vinales has got the handle.
Enea, Bastianini, Marini suddenly sniffing the first meet.
That was really close there. No further action taken than involved.
More eyes on Aleix Espargaro up ahead of him than Jorge Martin.
Fighting for the victory at the checkered flag. At the moment though, it's Bagnaia that he will lead at the end of lap, starting to put a little bit of a gap between San Marino. The Marine picture just off the back of this league group in 8th place.
And a very good first couple of laps. He's gone from 16th on the grid with all the chaos trying to trade a bit so in his final Grand Prix. It's going pretty well for him.
Scoring finish. This was Marco Batsecki then. It was all of his own doing, wasn't it? Up at
there as they went through 13, he's let Fabio Quartararo through. This was very nearly contact there from 14.
Arrow corner, the beast now, the quickest man in Misano.
He's got an 1/8 of a second gap to make up as Maro now has a bit of clear track to try and
cutting finishes and wins in the smaller classes as well. Thrillers, Dennis Bastianini, Luca Marini on course for equaling his time. Quartararo can make big inroads towards the top 4. Lap 7 then, Yaya.
And straight away we got our answer to the Espargaro made. That was coming through turn 13 and then very
slow. Aleix Espargaro had to be out, he had to close the throttle. Nicali up the inside of Vinales into camera. No, he's not. We're on board now.
Across the line, they're all pretty much lapping on the same lap time. Bagnaia
2.5 seconds, splitting the top 8 down to Alex.
In group of 5, he's not bringing Aleix Espargaro
that home victory. So does Pecco Bagnaia. That will be, if you can fight for the win, go for it, but measure all front tyre temperature as he gets closer to that lead quartet. Continues to heap the pressure on Pecco Bagnaia. 3 Vinales from Bastianini, then Marini in 4.
To be in and amongst this battle, the 8 times world champion will be testing. But now he has to watch, and what an absorbing through that fast sequence of right-handers. He really closed in on the back of an air. Certainly would appear at the moment as if he's got more
in this league group, but it's certainly tense. You can't take your eyes off the caddy because you just placed last time out of the Red Bull ring, which he said was a respect. He discovered that podium touch.
At this stage of the Grand Prix, or does he just try and get to the front as soon as he can? As long as this gap.
Complete lap number 12. The pace this started to hot Bastianini, but he's just 1.2 seconds off.
And a half behind Fabio Quartararo now. He made a mistake somewhat to a distant 6th place.
And you can see there as well, Fabio Bagnaia won his first race in MotoGP, and an absolute baggy around which really suited the Ducatis.
But certainly going to keep his eyes firmly on the road ahead.
I think he had a real glimpse there at the big screen just to see this freight, this Bastianini Marini right on his cave there. Just about to clock off lap in 2022. Fabio Quartararo now, the latest time, and that will just play on the mind. You can't afford to make a mistake. I hopes of winning this Grand Prix.
He's fallen foul up ahead.
Yeah, Pecco Bagnaia then was sort of 4 or 5 bike lengths clear, down in 9th place. So I believe you've got some thoughts on the KTMs.
Also off the leading boys.
Yeah, bettered marginally by Bagnaia and Maverick Vinales. They exchanged second. 12 laps to go here in Mazzano. Vinales trying to pick.
As we go wide there with Bastianini, Luca Marini's more than happy. Comes a real prospect for Marini. Bastianini though keen to take it back immediately.
To go for it, trying to up the pace here and break away. He just immediately accelerating out Tramonto on Marini. Let's just check the 3 for Pecco and 1 at Tramonto.
And Quartararo can't make. And there you see him now pulling over to his left.
To throw away vital World Championship points. And Bastianini tries to hone in back on. But Pablo Nieto roaring on his man.
Quicker than the race leader. Bastianini, the beast, is starting.
By enea Bastianini. Luca Marini hanging on in there, champion. They know down inside the
another spots of rain in Q2, but that lap time that Bastianini just did would have put him on points. Of course, this is the battle for the lead.
Four-wheel motorsport legend Jackie Ickx there looking on.
Say Luca Marini starting to fade ever so slightly, although he is still holding a very...
Door was slammed shut in his face. Marini is losing touch. And Lacia Spargo, it's a bit of a lonely 6th. Then on the inside of Maverick Vinales, the big move.
0.7 of a second up ahead of him to Pecco Bagnaia.
He's going for here. He is starting to open up the biggest lead with the gap. 8 laps remaining, 0.3 in reality.
Next season, he's pulled back a 10th.
Emilia-Romagna race here last year when Pecco Bagnaia dosed enough to attack Bagnaia. As clear as Tramonto corner, he's building up here for a late...
Through his header, of course, he was overtaken by Bastianini.
Winning races in Le Mans and in Austin. Oh, we numbers down to 0.2 of a second. He's reeling him in here, hand over fist, isn't he?
And he is all over the back of the 63 now.
Can he resist time around in Mazzano to pick up a Ducati team to join Pecco Bagnaia in 2023? Who is going to GP22? And he knows that this
move into Tramonto in particular, he is so good. Hander there that leads us into this final sector, and I don't think Bastianini
at the moment has not been able to find a way milestone of being the first Ducati rider to win 4 Grand Prix.
As it is, he's still sitting behind Bagnaia, which tells me what of...
Number 24, 3 to go here in Mazzano. It was a 1:31.
Now he's back in the high 32s, 32.9 last time around.
Result, excellent job by him.
Extra 2 points perhaps up for grabs there.
From Pecco Bagnaia's team, over the line they come. There was less than a 10 speed through turn number 3. Will he be closer to the team management because they'd have liked to have been a much more relaxing scenario. That 10 spot now than Bastianini. He wound up for a move on
to go out onto the green. That could decide who wins this Grand Prix
in 2023. Last lap on the way then here. Here comes Bastianini. This is one of your favourite overtaking hotspots here in Mazzano. Can he get
second behind Pecco Bagnaia? Now he's going to have to get on with it quickly.
It'd be the block pass going into Caro corner, or will he leave it even later? Oh, Bagnaia, the 63 fans are on their feet. Not be close enough. He thought about it, but it will be Pecco Bagnaia surely that will take the... Bastianini! Will he? Bastianini! Oh, how close was that? How? And enea Bastianini at the finish line. Look at the side garage.
How did enea Bastianini set the fastest lap?
Without that mistake in turn 4, that out. long race weekend also comes to a close with the end of the MotoGP race. All we can do is to see the race ranking together. The cameras are taking us into Parc Fermé to the race winner, who is rightly celebrating with his mechanics. If he continues like this, it will be difficult for his rivals to catch up with him. We're live for the podium ceremony where there's an Italian flag flying on the top step. A stunning win in great Italian style. Bagnaia beat his opponents with a masterful victory today.